all this training is kicking me. Hey, I want to tell you about the consoles and how to work the consoles and syncing everything up. Because you're at the event, you need to know this. So, this is a typical setup for whether you're in a self-contained, or you have a 30-footer, or you have our ultimate experience, which is what we're in right now. You have a sync machine, so they work the same. You have an Xbox, they all work the same. PS3, the Wii, it's all the same. The switchers, the same. So this lesson, this video, applies to everyone. So let's go. The first thing is the Xbox 360. They're my favorite to sync. I think they're the easiest because everything's on the actual device. Now, this is an Xbox 360 controller. And if you just hand it to someone, it doesn't work. They have to turn it on. And unlike the Wii, you know, you just press a button and it turns on. Here, none of these buttons make it turn on. This is the magic button. And it doesn't even look like a button. It's a button, look. You press and you hold it down, and then all of a sudden it comes up. Now, if it continues to blink and blink and blink, it's possible that it's just not synced. Right now, it comes up. See the line? Now, when this turned on, the circle has 4 kind of curves to it. Each one is a controller. This has the first curve, and right here, this is the first curve. So that means that this controller is for player number 1. And if you look closely at this Xbox controller, you will see that above this line is the number 1. It's hard to see, but it's there. And then this is synced up here. Now, if this wasn't synced, let's say it got unsynced, or a kid from here took it somewhere else, or you bought a new one, you need to sync this. Now, in order to sync this, in the front of the Xbox controller, there's a little tiny button, and you have to press that button. And when you press that button, it's going to make this turn. It's going to light up. Watch, I'll press it, and it spins and spins and spins. That means it's searching for the console. Now the console, it's not recognizing it. Well, you have to press the same button here on this unit that you press on this to make it sync. Now that button is to the left of where you put your little USB controllers, and as soon as you press that button, it spins, and this is spinning, and once they're both spinning at the same time, they both sync, 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 and they assign a position, number 1. If you turn on the next one, it should automatically go to number 2. And lit up here, number 2. And the same with number 3, and then finally with number 4. Now, if these are in the station, they should never become unsynced. The only reason they would become unsynced is, let's say you did a band game, let's say a guitar. You have to unsync a controller and sync up the guitar. So for example, if all 4 of these are synced up to the Xbox, you can't bring a guitar for Guitar Hero, for the Xbox, and just think that you're going to play it. You actually have to sync it. So that means you have to hold down and find that button on the guitar, and use the button on the Xbox, and sync up that guitar. Then, when you're done playing, let's say Guitar Hero for Xbox, and you want to go back to using all the controllers, you have to unsync the guitar, and now you're going to resync up the controller to the unit. And then it syncs back up, and then you can play Halo or whatever else they want to play for the Xbox. That's how that works. So that's using the Xbox. Now if you had a microphone or something that doesn't have that that wireless signal, then you're utilizing the USB wire. And most of the microphones have a long wire, and you're going to utilize these cords that we talked about. This is the female. You're going to plug it right in here. This is running underneath the trailer, connecting here, and you can plug it into the Xbox, the Wii, or the PS3. Alright, next, the Wii. You're going to use the Wii a lot. The Wii you can turn on by pressing any button, and it turns on the controller. On the bottom of the, now see, I'm pressing it and it's not going on. See, it's not staying lit. The reason it's not staying lit is because we have to turn on the Wii. So we turn on the Wii. I press my source button to get to component. The Wii is now on. Here's the unit. Now when I press it, it turns on and it clicks. It's number 2. It's number 2 because there's probably a number 1 somewhere turned on. One of these controllers turned on. Well, it's not this one. This is 4. We can continue looking. Now we have unit 1 and unit 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're all lit up and they're ready to go. Now, if they become unsynced for any reason, sometimes it happens, and it happens often with the Wii, you want to sync it back up. It's an additional step. To sync up a Wii controller, you have to remove the back battery cover. And you're going to see a red button. And then on the Wii device itself, the console, you see the same red button. Just like with the Xbox, you're pressing it, it has to search, and find each other. It's kind of like Match.com. You're going to press the red button here, red button, red button, red button. And then it syncs, find, and then it'll register up once you press a button. So, in this case, we had all 4 controllers registered. So now this is unregistered. So now we're going to register this back up. So, when you register or you sync up a controller, it's red. Make sure your Wii is on. Red, red, red. It's controller, console, controller, and then you're synced. And that's easy. Put the battery cover back on, and good. Make sure that everyone is wearing their Wii straps. Also remember that you need some games you need a Motion Plus. A Motion Plus is in your drawer. Make sure that you find your Motion Plus controllers. There's tons of them. And this is used for some of the games. I think you could have these on all the time. Like you can leave these hooked up at all times. They work for all the games. They actually make the motion better. But what this does is this is specifically used for like Wii Sports, Resorts, and on the bottom it also still has that adapter so you can plug in a nunchuck or other devices. And then make sure you have the straps. Now this also has a locking mechanism on the back. When you press it up, it won't come out. You can't get it out. But if you unlock it here, you use the 2 sides, press them, pull it up, put it back into your drawer, done. Last thing is the PS3. Now we don't keep the PS3 controllers here because of space and because they're really not used often. And the bad thing about the Sony PS3 controllers is that they don't have batteries. They actually have to be charged. Now we provide the charging station for you, but it's only for 2 controllers, and you're going to have 16. So, underneath, we provide you your bin of all of your PS3 controllers. Again, there's no battery. So, to charge a PS3 controller, let's go to my PS3 zone here. You use this device, which you have on board. It has on one side the USB, and then on the other side the Mini. And that goes into the back of the controller. Fits in nicely. And then this plugs in. Now you can plug it into a computer to charge it, but I recommend just plugging it into your Sony PS3. Now if you have enough wires, you could plug in 2 of these PS3 controllers. Now, I'm syncing this. The reason that we don't have them here is again because of room and batteries and all that, so we keep them under there. So every time you take them out, you're going to sync. And to sync them, you utilize this wire, you plug it into the PS3, and you press the little button here. It's the PS3 button. Press it 1 time, remove the wire, and you're done. You hand it to the guest, and then pick up one of your unsynced controllers, repeat the process. Plug it in, press the button, take it out, give it to the player, and do that for the 4 people that are playing. It's that simple. Now, in all the other controllers, we press the button on the controller and on the console. Why aren't we doing it with the PS3? The reason we're not doing it with the PS3 is because the wire is the connection. The wire is what we plug in to the unit so that we can just press the button 1 time. It's the PS3 button. Unplug it. It's synced. All ready to go. Now, in the Xbox 360, we saw that it lit up in the front. See, told you what player number you are. You also realize in the Wii, it told you what player they were in the front, depending on what dot you are. 1, 2, 3. This is controller number 4. In the PS3, it's not in the front of the unit like you would expect it to be. It's in the back, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 all lit up. Now, your controller will not stay on if it's not charged. So you have to make sure that you have a good number of them all charged up, ready to go, because you could get yourself into a situation where you don't have enough controllers charged to be able to play. Now, if that does happen, you still have the ability to do what we're doing now, which is play with it plugged in. But you are running into the problem that it's not going to reach, or it will reach, but then you have the tripping aspect of it. So be careful. But again, you see the 4 blinking lights. As soon as you press the PS3 button, it syncs up. Now this is controller number 1. You unplug it, and you're all synced up, ready to go. Last, I wanted to show you is your sound. On the bottom here, you have your amplifier. You're really not worrying about any of the buttons except for the big one. Louder, lower, louder, lower. Now, if the vibrations aren't happening, you have to check 2 things. Make sure that the vibration power outlets are on, which is by the fuse box. You have to make sure the fuse is turned on. If it's turned on and other chairs are vibrating, but the one specific one is not, you want to go underneath through that trapdoor and make sure it's plugged in. Finally, your switcher. You have A and B. A controls this TV. B, in this station, controls the outside TV that's directly on the other side of this. So, if you send B, signal 1 outside, the people outside can see Xbox. If you change B to 3, they can see the PS3. So let's say you had kids that wanted to play the Xbox outside, and the kids inside are playing Wii. You could take B and make it 1, give them the Xbox controllers, and send them outside. And they can play Xbox outside, because it will reach, the connection that's wireless will reach. They can't sit down and play, they're going to stand. Same thing with the Wii, but you wouldn't need to play the Wii outside because there's a Wii already there. The other one is the PS3. The PS3 will reach. You send B to 3, and it goes outside. And finally, for the slideshow, you want to make sure B is on 4, because that's going to send the slideshow outside. And if you have DirecTV or satellite TV, and you select 4 here, it's going to send that DirecTV signal outside. So you want to make sure that's all done. So that's the power, that's everything up here. The last thing is the Scent Air. And the Scent Air devices are already hooked up, they're powered up, ready to go. They are motion. This white piece here is a motion controller. So when someone goes in front of it, it's going to go on. To the left of the motion controller, if we kind of come on in here, there are 2 different buttons, kind of 2 different choices. The first one is off and on. Off means that it's going to be off for 180 seconds before it goes on for 60 seconds. So I recommend that if you want to change these, you get a paper clip and you can move them. If you show you, using a paper clip in this situation, you have to take it apart and use the point. If I want it to be on for 180 seconds, I'm going to move that over. And then I want it to be off for a minute, 60 seconds. So that means once it goes on, it's going to stay on for 180 seconds, and then it's going to go off for 60 seconds before someone comes back in front of it. And that's the way it regulates the amount of scents and kind of spraying that it's sending out, the amount of time the fan is on or off. And then you choose the cartridge you want, push the cartridge here, and spin it to lock it in place. That's how you control your station. Each station is the same. Like I said, whether you're in our self-contained units, our Ultimate Experience units, or the tag-along 30-footers. That's how you do it. Good luck!